The Cannabis Show is for information only. You should always consult with a qualified and licensed physician or other medical care provider.
Today on The Cannabis Show, we sit down with Mike Parsons, a veteran and patient of NHS, to learn more about his experience with medical cannabis. Hart and Basil will go head-to-head in another round of strain versus strain, and we check out the NHS kit for beginners. Coming right up.
Player 1, Player 2, fight.
It's time for strain versus strain. Hart and Basil will both have 30 seconds to defend their strain. And just before we get going, let's pick the winner from last strain versus strain. To enter, all you have to do is leave a comment to tell us who you thought won. And the winner is Dan O'Leary! Hey. Dan, you're the big winner of an NHS gift bag. This week's prize is brought to you by Rooty. Get up-to-date news and all things cannabis at Rooty.com for your chance to win one of these stylish Rooty hats and shirts. Today, tell us who you think wins in the YouTube comments below. Okay, Hart won in a landslide 7-1 and then came out with his rapping skills, but it wasn't enough. Despite his best efforts, Hart lost to Basil by 1 vote. 6-5 for Basil. Today, Hart is representing CBD-rich strain Honeydew, while Basil will be representing the CBD-rich strain AviDekel by Medreleaf. Okay, Hart, since you took a blow last time, we're going to let you go first. You have 30 seconds to make your case. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go!
All right, well, since last time I gave like a beautiful rap and that wasn't enough to make me stand up to Basil. If you can't beat him, folks, you're just gonna have to join him.
Wait, it's like we have twins in here.
So,
wait, I look like Donald Trump.
Let me tell you a little bit about this week's strain. It's called Honeydew. It's 18.5% CBD, 1.8% THC. It's a beautiful daytime strain, non-psychoactive, really, really high. $10 a gram from Hydropothecary. Unbelievable stuff.
Awesome. Basil, Hart. Hart. All right, yeah, that was good. Basil, you're up.
I don't even need to go. I'm going to win either way, right?
No way.
That's a good point.
I am embodying the Basil.
All right, Basil number 2. 3, 2, 1, and go!
AviDekel, another great strain brought to you by those great folks at Tikun Alam via Medreleaf. This strain is rich in CBD. The last batch that I tried was 14% CBD and still over a 1% THC, so you're getting all that good stuff in there too. Fantastic smell from these guys. They know how to add terpenes and CBD at the same time. It's just a fantastic strain. They're gonna be able to get it to you also at a better price than the bud because you can get it in crumble as well. So that's gonna bring it all the way down to right now $9.50 a gram. Fantastic strain.
Awesome. Well, they both sound really good. So very good job, both of you guys. Time is up. This is gonna be a close one. For those of you watching at home, who do you think won? Tell us in the comments below and we'll announce the winning strain in an upcoming show. We'll also choose a winning YouTube comment at random to win a Rooty hat and a t-shirt.
Hello, it's Kate. I'm here with Mike Parsons. You might recognize Mike's name from a recent blog that we wrote. There was an audio attached to it, all about Veterans Affairs. Mike really educated us on Veterans Affairs, and now he's here to educate you a little bit. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
I appreciate it.
So how did you find NHS?
It's a long but a short story.
Okay.
I had another veteran friend that I've known for years that was interested in changing his medication. He did a lot of research about medical cannabis and how it's helped a lot of veterans throughout Canada. I was a little wary at first. I know there was other clinics and stuff like that, and so I tagged along. He was coming from Edmonton. He stopped up in Red Deer and picked me up, and I was ready to ask some questions, some hard questions at NHS. And instead of asking questions, I got the help I needed, and was able to try cannabis therapy.
That's great. So you were a little apprehensive when you first heard about us?
Yeah, well, it's the normal stigma behind it. You know, the doctor charging extra fees and not sure about the prescription and stuff like that. And so I was a little apprehensive about it and unsure.
And then you found NHS does not charge fees, and our doctors actually know what they're talking about, and it's compassionate based. And
they were very knowledgeable right off the get-go. Like this is about a year and a half ago. They knew the questions to ask me and guided me the right way. When I first walked in, they asked for the Alberta Health, and we told them we were also veterans. We gave them handed over a K number, our Blue Cross coverage, that VAC, how they cover our expenses and stuff like that, and our entitlements. And they walked us through all the paperwork. I barely had to do anything. I actually had no questions asked. Everybody was really informative. And then I got to meet Dr. Mason, which that's where it kind of started to change my life.
that's fantastic. So what did Dr. Mason prescribe? What were you here for?
I was here, I was diagnosed with PTSD back in 2004 from my service over in former Yugoslavia. I also had a hip injury, so I was looking for pain relief. I was on about 9 different medications for about 10 years at the time. It was a bumpy road of the changes that come with medication. Like there was a lot of different types, everything from anti-depressants, mood stabilizers, to things for pain relief, and it was quite the cocktail I had at one point, and I felt like I needed a change. And
your doctor, your original doctor, had never felt comfortable prescribing cannabis?
I approached my doctor, who is actually a veteran himself. He was very open-minded. He was worried about because I'm in school right now for psychiatric nursing. He was worried about my education. He was worried about my family life, like because I was just recently divorced, so he was worried, you know, maybe there might have been some legal issues that could be brought up. So he didn't want that responsibility, and I didn't blame him. Like, you know, I wasn't unsure what the medical cannabis would do. But I like everybody else, I started with self-medicating. Friends advised me, but I wanted to do it the right way, and I did ask my doctor at first, but he didn't really have a lot of the answers, and
So you self-referred to NHS?
Yes, well, like I said, a friend dragged me along. There was 2 cancellations that day, so my friend actually asked if they could fit me in, and they were like very accommodating. Like I said, took all my information, walked me through all the paperwork, and that's the big thing. Like veterans, especially dealing with Veterans Affairs Canada, there's a lot of paperwork and stuff like that, and it can be stressful for us. And I didn't have to deal with that. I still don't have to deal with that here when I call or show up. It's incredible. Like
That's
no
fantastic.
stress.
Wow. So what was recommended for you in terms of strains or oils, and what have you found helpful?
This was a learning process. We didn't have this beautiful show that you have at the time, which is great. I had to do a lot of trial and error and my own research. But the advantage of having the VAC coverage, where our medicine is covered, I got to, when I ordered from my LP, I was able to order different strands. I recorded everything, how I felt, if I felt sleepy, if it gave me the munchies, or you know how I felt that day from it. And I started bringing it all together and figuring out what worked well for me.
And did
Still
you?
am.
Yeah, well, it is a process, absolutely. Did you get off any of the pharmaceuticals that you were on?
Oh, after a few months of trying the cannabis therapy and finding my strands that worked for me, I noticed that I was like, oh, I feel great today. Do I need to take this antidepressant today? So I contacted my doctor, and he was like, well, take it slow And he said, where to start? And but nobody really had, direct information on what I should be doing. And so again, it was a lot of trial and error. Lucky for me, it worked out. I gradually came off of a lot of daytime stuff first. And then when I got more into indicas and stuff like that for sleep, I slowly came off sleeping medication. It was about a 6 to 8 month process, but I'm officially since I think it was December off all medication except for cannabis.
That is fabulous. There's so many questions we want to ask you around more detailed things with the VAC or the Veterans Affairs. So you will be doing another blog for us around that. But can you let us know how it impacted your life or your family's life?
It has changed my life in I shouldn't say change. It kind of brought me back to who I was. On the pharmaceuticals, I had that zombie effect that you hear about. I had no feelings. I was very detached. Like I said, I had marital issues, divorce, and I feel like those were related to that with the PTSD and the medication, and not be able to express my feelings or take in what's going on around me. I would just do my job, go home, and that was it. I didn't share, and then when I did share or had all these build-up, it would be anger or upset, and then I would lose my friends and my family and stuff like that. So since with the cannabis training, I don't cannabis therapy, I'm more calm. I actually without the pharmaceuticals, I have emotion, but it's a wanted emotion.
Right.
Another thing is I can handle crowds. Before I couldn't handle crowds. I was in an incident overseas where there was a riot and there was some disturbing things. So I didn't like to be in a room with a bunch of people. I'm in a class with 40 to 60 people every day, and I participate in discussions. A year ago, I probably couldn't do that. I would probably clam up and want to get out, or I'd be looking constantly at the exit. Now I relax, I enjoy, I learn. Like everything, like even my relationship with my ex-wife is great because I don't have
not
these
many
other
people
things.
can say that, cannabis or not. Yeah, and I've met your current wife.
Yes.
She's lovely, and you guys have a great lifestyle. You're in Calgary for a couple of days, and you're actually going to take in the sights and see things.
Sure.
And
there's a lot of things in Calgary.
Your lifestyle seems really, really awesome right now.
Thanks to cannabis. Thanks to NHS.
That's great. And so we've been talking to third generation veteran Mike Parsons, and he's going to be doing some more blogs for us and letting us know exactly how to maneuver through the system if you happen to be a veteran yourself. And thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
Can I just say something with the Veterans Affairs stuff? There's a lot of info. Again, like I can't wait to share that info with you guys and everybody else out there, because I know myself, when I first started cannabis therapy as a veteran, I had so many questions and it was really hard to find the information.
Yeah, well, not any longer. Thank you so
very
much. Thanks for watching.
Ganja Gadgets. I'm Chris with Basil, and we are talking about the Natural Health Services Starter Kit. It's for beginners, and it's got a whole bunch of really cool, wacky tools in there for anyone who's starting out with cannabis. I'll just quickly go over some of the products, and then we'll kind of zone in on one of them. The Utilian 420 Vaporizer. This thing is a beauty. We got an NHS branded metal grinder in there. Raw Hydrostone. That's to keep your cannabis
moist.
Moist, yeah, good word. People love that word. The Tweed branded logbook. It's really great for anyone who's starting off with cannabis. Smoke Buddy Junior personal air filter. If you're in an incline or you're kind of like offending neighbors and stuff, you can breathe into that. It's very cool. The pinned terpene oil sample, Rudy stickers, and also, which you're going to get into a little bit more, the Zeus Purify cleaning kit.
And this cleaning kit, they give you pretty much everything you need. So let's start with the bristle pipe cleaners. These are not your old man's pipe cleaners. These things they're solid. They have some extra hard bits in
So you
there.
can't make little stick figures with them.
I'm sure you probably could. The cleaning solution itself, it's not non-alcoholic. It's not going to corrode any of the plastic parts or the rubber parts of your vaporizer bits. It's great on glass, metal, plastic, rubber.
So really, when it comes to cleaning, that product right there that you just said, that's probably what you really need for anything.
It's fantastic, yeah, and it's concentrated, so you're going to cut it down with some hot water as well and activate it. Other things that are included in there are the grime sticks and the grime wipes. So these are sticks, kind of like Q-tip style sticks. They're pre-soaked with a cleaner, so you can take it right out of the package on the go and clean your vape that way. Same with the grime wipes. It's kind of like a wet nap.
Yeah, it's really important to keep your products clean too, right?
Absolutely important. Keeps them functioning at their best capabilities.
And sometimes, if you throw some CBD in there and there's some resin from another kind, you're still going to get high, which you didn't want in the first place where you're doing the CBD.
There you go. You're going to want to give it a quick clean first.
Especially, or if you're traveling, always keep your pipes and such clean in your vapes. Awesome, Basil. If you want more information on the starter kit, well, come on in to Natural Health Services and we can help you out.